What's up, graphic designers? In today's class, we're going to learn how to use the text tool, the hand tool, the zoom function, and how to use the move tool. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to jump into photopea. So now photopea is an online equivalent of Photoshop. It serves the same function. It's not quite as smooth or slick, but it does the trick. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you how to use some of these tools on the left margin right now. And to do that, I'm going to start by clicking New Project. And then we've got a number of templates to choose from. I'm just going to select YouTube cover. I'm going to select create. And we want to add some text. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click T. And then when I press T, I can see that a font was selected. And I can type. And I'm going to write Photoshop. I'm going to give it an exclamation point because it's worthy of a little enthusiasm. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, when we're done writing text, we're going to click the check to confirm. Beautiful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let my eyes drift over to the right side of the screen. This is our layers palette, and I can see that we've got two layers here. The background layer, which is just that white blank layer, and then we've got the Photoshop text. And we want to increase the size of this text. Now, because we're on this text layer right here, I'm going to increase the size. And I can see that it's 24 pixels, and it's a little bit small, so maybe I misspelled it. Oh, brother, this is Photoshop, not Photo Hop. And so what we're gonna do is, if you click on the text, you'll notice that the little horizontal line underneath the text becomes evident, and that means we can edit the text. Again, we're gonna press check to confirm. That looks great. All right, so I mentioned that we're also gonna learn how to use the move tool. So the very top tool in the layers palette, or on the toolbar rather, is this move tool right here. We can click and we can drag text anywhere on the canvas itself. I'm gonna add another layer of text. I'm simply going to click, and then I'm going to click once. And like in Photoshop, that cursor will be blinking. This is in Chrome. This is in a web browser, so unfortunately that functionality is not available. And I'm going to write the first rule of this class. I'm going to write patience. So important. That's really critical. I'm going to press check to confirm. I'm going to change the color of this text by clicking on this this little black box right here. And we've got this little matrix that pops up. I'm gonna drag the selection to the upper right hand corner of this color picker, and then we've got this spectrum, right? So I'm gonna simply click and drag down, and we can see that the color of the text is changing based on where we are on that spectrum. So that looks pretty cool right there, and that looks good. I'm gonna add another layer of text. I'm gonna simply click. I'm gonna write work hard. Period. I'm going to actually, if we pull the mouse away from the text, okay, what happens is the functionality changes from the ability to add or modify the text to actually move it around on the canvas. So that's pretty cool. Alternatively, we can press check and then use the move tool to shift this layer around. I want to change the color though, so I'm going to click on the text function on the left side of the screen. We're going to change this from red. We're going to make this a nice blue. I'm going to press OK to confirm. And we're now going to change the font from Domine to something a little bit more exciting maybe. Something like East Sea Docdo, because why not? It's loading. That looks pretty cool right there. This is 150 pixels. I'm going to actually go ahead and change this from, from 150 to 450 because it's so critical to work hard to find success in school and life. Love it. All right, so now we know how to add text to an image. This is really cool. If we wanted to zoom in and out, I was gonna say that as well. If we hold Command and press plus plus plus, actually making sure that we're in photopea itself, we can zoom in and out. So Command plus will allow you to zoom in, Command minus to zoom out. All right, so let's add some text to the comics, and what I'm going to do simply is click File, Open, and I've got the Ty and Aiden comic ready to go. It's in my downloads folder, and there we go. And so I'm going to want to zoom in on Aiden and Ty, and to do that, I'm going to press Command plus plus, and I'm going to shift over a tad, and that looks pretty cool right there. Now, how to download the image from Google Classroom. There's actually a special way to do this. So what you're going to need to do always is click on these three vertical dots, the More Actions icon, that vertical ellipse. Then we're going to open a new window. And now once we do that, we're going to click this icon that says download. Beautiful. And I'm actually going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to type in photopea.com. And so what we're going to do is we could do a new project, a few other options, but I'm going to simply click open from computer. And now I've got the Drozd Chan comic. So we've got this comic in this tab. We've also got Aiden and Ty in this one. And we want to add a little bit of text. I want you guys to be super duper creative. What I'm not looking for in the first line of text is for you to write, hello, how are you? And like ideally the exchange between the people in your comic should be like right in the middle of the conversation. That's going to produce the most sort of compelling narrative. You're also going to want to find fonts that are legible. So I thought this font was like, it's pretty nifty, but it's a little tricky, right, to read easily. So maybe you're going to want to find something a little bit more simple, like maybe Fanwood. This is clearly a little too big, so I'm going to decrease the size. And I'm curious, what are these guys talking about? What is Mr. Chan and Mr. Drozd talking about? Last thing that I'm going to say, so this is not an exercise to see how quickly you can do this add text to a comic. I'm looking for you to take your time to really deliberate. I'm looking for you to like really think about, what are Mr. Chan and Mr. Drozd talking about? Are we talking about something political? Are we talking about the pullout of Afghanistan? Are we talking about vaccines? Are we talking about the recall election in California? Are we talking about Pikachu? What are we exploring in this comic? You're gonna give a lot of consideration to it. Cannot wait to see your work. And I lied. One last thing. So how do you submit your work? So you're gonna click File, Export as JPEG. File, Export as JPEG. A window's gonna pop up. You're gonna click Save, and it's going to be in your downloads folder. Then you're going to submit it that way. Ladies and gentlemen, cannot wait to see your work. Good luck.